Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we'd like to welcome you here to the Yoder Popcorn NTPA Invitational Championship Tractor and Truck Bowl. My name is Dan Mayer. I'll be one of your announcers here tonight. I also got my good friend Matt McNall joining us here tonight out of the state of Michigan.
Absolutely happy to be here, Dan, and it's Championship Saturday here. Had a great set of classes here yesterday. We'll be giving out the championship trophies. Personal popcorn makers going home with them tonight. Really excited to see how things shake out here this evening.
Yeah, of course, we're going to go on last night finishes for everybody and the combined finishes. We are going to crown those champions here tonight. Before we get tonight's show underway, we got a couple interviews we're going to do. First in, we'll call in a couple of our competitors that are going to be running here tonight. Come on up here, Grant Theobald. He'll be up here number one. And Grant running in the mini rod division here tonight. And we'll have a couple words with him here before he gets ready to go here tonight. Well, Grant, let's talk about your run last night here with the mini rod. Of course, the Wicked pulling team, you got 3 minis. How did it go for you guys last night?
Me and Mason's run weren't too bad. Kind of pulled me off to the right, heading on the break. Unfortunately, Mom burned 2 pistons last night. We had some stuff getting the fuel lines, and it plugged 2 of the port nozzles, so she's not going to be able to make it back tonight. But we're hoping to make 2 good runs tonight with me and my brother's tractors.
Now, you are just a recent graduate from Purdue University in December. Congratulations on that. Are we looking forward to the future here?
Yeah, just working on the family farm right now. Planning to go back there, and then we'll be out pulling on the Grand National Circuit all summer.
And speaking of the Grand National Circuit, going to get heading down to Florida here next weekend. Things are going to get kicked off. Got 2 weekends, everything ready to go down there once you get Mom's fixed, obviously.
Yeah, we'll go back to the shop and get Mom's tractor fixed this week. Planning to head out Wednesday to go down to Zellwood, and looking forward to a good weekend down there in Florida.
And get the Grand National season kicked off. So, Grant, good luck tonight, and hope to see you in the winner's circle.
Thank you.
All right, fans, Grant Theobald, one of our competitors in the mini rod division here tonight. And we have got just an outstanding field, as he just talked about. Mom's tractor not going to be here tonight, so we're down to 11 out of the 12 that we had scheduled here tonight.
Absolutely, Dan. We're going to get we got one of our 2-wheel drive competitors here. We have a great class of 6 competing this evening. Got Jacob Shepard with the alcohol addiction retap joining me here tonight. You had a tough go last night, not going at least the way you started there. Like you said, we talked last night and you let out of it. You knew something wasn't quite right. Tell me what you guys went through over the course of the evening last night to try to give it a go here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, I got to thank Nichols Tires for getting us our new set of tires. And we tried a new set of tires just to see if we could get it out on the track to try to get some advantage on our competition. But the truck really did not like it. So I decided, along with my dad, that we weren't going to come back. Unfortunate for the fans, because we really want to lay a good pass down here to help build this Fort Wayne pole, because I think it has some really, really good potential. We have a good crowd. Obviously, the crowd's filling in even better tonight. So we kind of licked our wounds, learned from experience. So what we did was we went back to the trailer, grabbed our tires that we are proven that we did well at Louisville with, and we're just going to go make a good A to B pass tonight and put it back to what we know works. So obviously you have to use the KISS method of keep it simple, stupid. So hopefully the driver can figure it out a little better tonight. But I tried everything. I stood on some brakes to try to get the tires to settle in, and unfortunate, but that's pulling.
Absolutely, and you'll be gearing up for the Grand National Tour again this season. You guys will be starting in Toma, Wisconsin, but you'll get a chance. We get a chance to see you up in Michigan a few times. You and your wife Hannah get to come out and run on the Region 2 circuit sometimes. Talk about getting to run in the state of Michigan, getting to run with your wife Hannah in the Purdy and the pink tea bucket, and how much fun that is to be able to get out and run with both of you and competing against each other sometimes too.
Yeah, absolutely. I met my wife at a tractor pull, and honestly, like, if you find somebody that enjoys whatever you're doing, if it's racing or pulling or whatnot, you really got to leverage yourself into that. And the fact that we can go back way long ago, my dad and my grandfather, they started with horse pulling, and it turned into a truck, and obviously it's evolved since, so we have to talk about that. And then the same with her dad. Like, her dad started in 2003 with that pink truck, and it's evolved since. She kicked my butt too many times at some pulls, and so I figured if you can't beat them, you got to join them. So it's a blast, though. We enjoy all the competition. When we get out on the track, any puller will tell you is you have a job to do, and everybody is your worst enemy on the track. But when you go back to the pits, like, we're all good friends. We'll do anything to help anybody. But to run on the Grand National Circuit, I'm just truly blessed that I have the opportunity to do it with my dad, to help represent Brown City, Michigan, the really small town in Michigan. And I know my grandpa's watching, so he's going to be really thrilled to see this and to see how our family has just merged into pulling, to see how much my wife enjoys pulling with me, to see how much her dad enjoys seeing how big of a collective we have is just truly something that is remarkable, and it's a lot of work. Straight up, that is the hardest thing, is keeping 2 trucks moving up and down the track, but a happy wife, happy life, so I have to make sure that pink truck stays in front of me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jacob, so much for joining us here at Trackside. We wish you the best of luck here tonight and competing, and we hope we get to see you out here and talk to you after the show, too. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jacob Shepard and Grant Theobald joining us here this evening. They'll be down here trackside in the mini modified class and the 2-wheel drive truck class here as we get closer to showtime here. So, opening ceremonies, we'll have our color guard, we'll have the national anthem, and we'll have a great slate of classes coming your way here in just a moment.
Can you play some music?
What was that? I was going to say they can run some music if they want.
They're live on Facebook.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's why.
Well, Matt, we've been kind of talking about this trophy we've been giving away here this weekend for the overall winner here of the championship here, and of course championship here tonight. And we've got Mr. Mike Ott's going to be presenting these trophies here. But I think we should show the fans here and the folks at home what they look like. And you talk about a unique trophy. Here we'll take a look here at the 3 Diesel Truck Trophy. And take a look on the big screen, fans. You can see it here. As this is I think they said a 4-quart popcorn maker. A pretty cool trophy to have on your shelf.
Absolutely, and absolutely. This is something that, like we talked about yesterday too, Dan. You know, the Bowling Green. Bowling Green, they vie for that ring. In Chapel Hill, they vie for the chair. This is something unique to this, the Yoder Popcorn Challenge. They're really going to enjoy this and set that up in the trailer. And it's these are absolutely gorgeous. And big shout out to Yoder Popcorn and Russ Yoder for all the time and effort put in to make this invitational possible. These truly are amazing, and I'm excited to be giving these away here to the pullers this evening. And again, that'll be based on their placement from yesterday and into tonight as well. That average placement will ultimately determine who gets to go home with each of these popcorn makers.
That's going to be awesome, Matt. Of course, you know, every combined distances, as you talked about, you know, a lot of the big events giving away different things, you know, chairs and rings, and popcorn makers got to be right up there in the list. So we got a little bit of a change up here with our order tonight, as last night we had a different order of show for you fans, and we kind of switched things up here tonight, as we will start with the 3 Diesel Trucks. We'll have the mini rods. We'll be second class, and we'll have the light pros, the 2-wheel drives, and we'll finish up with the hot farms. And we do want to remind, if you do have little ones out there, make sure you head on over if you don't have earplugs, because it's going to get loud. We got the mini rods here tonight, as well as the 2-wheelers. So things are going to get quite loud, so make sure you do have some ear protection for the little ones.
And we also, as we're going to get ready to get things started here right at 7 o'clock, we had a special treat, a special pull that's going to be making a pass down the track to get us started. You can kind of see it getting staged down there. The Green Ghost will be making its way down the track. Excited to talk to you fans about that, as well as you had a chance to see the monster trucks and everything all lined up down here for Mechanical Mayhem weekend in the Coliseum here.
Yeah, and we do, we'll conclude the Mechanical Mayhem weekend tomorrow with another monster truck show tomorrow afternoon. So fans that not aware of that, that'll be going on tomorrow afternoon, their second and final show for the Monster Trucks. And also want to remind you fans, make sure you grab some Yoder Popcorn, extra butter, when you come in the gates here tonight. They'll be handing that out pretty much all evening long. So if you'd like some, head on down here. Novelty stand. We've got all kinds of novelties here. Of course, the Mechanical Mayhem shirts. They got Monster Truck shirts. Now, if you fans walk down to the starting line area, there's also vendors down there. We got Bigfoot down there. Bigfoot celebrating a big anniversary. They've got their T-shirts and all their novelties down there. Get your picture with Bigfoot. That's pretty cool. So head on down there if you haven't done so sometime during the night and grab some novelties down there.
Absolutely. You get this time, as we said, a really unique opportunity. You guys that had a chance to go out and wander through the pits and get a chance to meet the drivers. Well, that ticket is your pit pass. You got a chance to work your way down the hall, talk to the drivers, meet them, ask their stories. As not only we'll provide some of those stories tonight, but it's a chance for you guys, you the fans, to get that one-on-one time with those drivers that you see competing on the circuit all summer long.
Yeah, you got, had a chance to see some of these folks working on the vehicles here this afternoon, repairing some damage from the night before. And we talked to Grant Theobald. Mom's tractor unfortunately burned 2 pistons last night. They're not going to be out here, but yeah, a lot of guys just doing maintenance back there, getting ready to go for tonight's big program. So it'll be just a couple minutes, fans, and we'll get things underway here for Championship Saturday night here in Fort Wayne.
And fans, there will be some opportunities here for you throughout the show as well. As Dan had mentioned, there's some great Yoder popcorn available on your way in, but we'll make our way through the crowd here later this evening, get some popcorn tossed out, and have a great time. Once we get underway, we'll get smoke, we'll get noise, and we're going to have all sorts of fun going on. But some great opportunity for you, the fans, to get some gear, as Dan said, some novelties. Make sure you make your way around, because once we do get started, it's going to be heart-stopping, pounding action as we get the trucks and tractors out here onto the track. Take that moment to look at those vendors, grab your favorite bite to eat, hot dog, drink, Dippin' Dots, whatever it may be, and settle in for a great night of pulling action.
And of course, fans, tonight's action sanctioned by the NTPA out of Marion, Ohio. And make sure you head on over to their website, ntpapool.com. They'll get the schedules all up to date here. I know they got the Grand National schedule up there as of now, and working on getting those regional schedules. And I know, Matt, you're quite involved with the regional schedule, so they're getting all those taken care of. So, yeah, check out some pulls that might be local to you, and head on out and support the pulls throughout the summer.
Right, and it's a great way, too, to follow along with your favorite competitor, favorite puller, see how they're doing, results from the previous pulls, but also checking the standings where they stack up in the points, whether competing on that regional national circuit or the Grand National circuit, which will be heading down to Florida here this next couple of weekends to kick off that Grand National series this year to chase another points championship.
Yeah, and like tonight's event is an invitational, they have brought in the best of the best throughout the regional and Grand National circuits to compete for you here tonight. So, yeah, going to be another great show here, and we are just about ready to get things underway.
And those of you following along at home as well, again, streaming live on Full Pull Live tonight. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight for the second night of the Yoder Popcorn Invitational here. And remember, Full Pull Live will be streaming events all season long. You can catch tractor pulls both on the Grand National, Regional, National level, catching pulls all across the country. Make sure you guys check out Full Pull Live.
And Matt, one good thing about those regional polls, you know, a lot of times Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, yeah, they'll be live. So, you know, even if you're not at a poll, you can tune in to Full Poll Live, you know, just $39.99 a month, and see all that poll in action. As we'll get the final total here within the next couple weeks, how many events are going to be doing here throughout the year. But usually we'll finish up in California about November-ish. So there's all kinds of great action coming up here at Full Poll Live for the summer.
And Dan, we really got a great track they got laid down here tonight. The competitors got a chance to run on it here last night. We've seen them get out here and poke at it and tinker at it and try to see what adjustments. They talked amongst the crew to see what they want to decide to do for night. Oh, so important. Also, night number 2 here because of that combination of the finishes. See what adjustments they make. See what decisions. Changing gears, a little more tire pressure. A lot of things to sort out here as they head into this important pole.
And I always say, you give a pull or 2 shots at a track, they will get it figured out for sure. Last night was kind of a first night out, everybody kind of checking things out. But night number 2, they're going to go for the throat.
Yeah, getting a chance to talk to a lot of the competitors here before the show. You can see them not only, just watching them wrench on it and making those adjustments, but talking through, hey, I got a couple tricks up my sleeve. Not that they're going to share it, but they're going to try some different things. They got a good read on it. A lot of the guys can collect data on computers, see the RPM. See the oil pressure, see all the different data that they need to make those necessary adjustments going into tonight's hook.
Well, once again, fans, we want to welcome you to the Yoder Popcorn NTPA Invitational Championship Tractor and Truck Pull. My name is Dan Mayer. I'll be one of your announcers. I'm joined by Matt McNall here tonight. And we'd like to thank, of course, the building, the facility for hosting this great event here. And, 300-foot track here indoors. Matt, you don't see that too often.
No, this is truly a treat. And all these competitors are love to have the opportunity here. And we're excited to see how things shake out tonight. Also, a big shout out to Russ Yoder and Yoder Popcorn as well for all the time and put in to help put on this event.
And we want to give a shout out to Russ. He's actually got a championship basketball game here tonight. So he's going to be watching on the live stream, no doubt, on one eye, and then watching the game on the other eye. But as fans, as far as competition goes here tonight, we're going to get the show started here tonight with the 3.0 diesel trucks. They'll be followed by the mini rod tractors. We'll have the light pro stocks and 2-wheel drives, and the hot farms will be our final class of the evening.
Absolutely. I mean, before we get things started, you can see our first truck getting ready to back in. We got a few. We would like to start with an invocation. So, ladies and gentlemen, you could please rise. I'd like to welcome Pastor Gary out here for our invocation before we get things started.
We certainly had an exciting night last night, and we're expecting even greater things tonight. So let's ask the Lord to bless us, to keep us safe this evening. Thank you, Father, for all these incredible machines, for these crews, for these drivers. Bless us tonight, Lord. Keep us safe. Let us see some great full pulls. And Father, bless every person, every family represented. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. And those, everyone that's standing here, this is America's 250th anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to take a moment and honor any active duty military or first responders. If any of those by a show of hands that are military, please show your hands there. And everyone, please give a round of applause for their service and their time. Again, 250 years of freedom is truly an amazing thing to celebrate. And before we start every sporting event in this great country, we start with our national anthem. So I'd like to welcome out Lillian Bennett here. They'll be singing America the Beautiful, the melody to get us started. And we'll have the colors presented by the Marine Corps League Detachment 1435, Pride and Purpose. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing for America the Beautiful and then our national anthem.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, from sea to shining sea. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful job. Give it up for Lillian there. Give it up for her one more time there. She did a fantastic job. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear you. Who's ready for some pulling action? Ladies, let's hear it. Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready to see some truck and tractor pulling? Let me hear ya. All right. All right. All right, we're gonna get things. It's just
How about it? How about
check 1 2, check 1 2.
check. How about
Check. We got sound check 1 2, check 1 2. Check. 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 There we go. Check 1 2. There we go. We're back
There
online.
we go.
All right.
How about it, Fort Wayne, Indiana? Let's hear you tonight.
The Valley Truck Parts sponsored Green Ghost there. The unique Detroit diesel buzzing dozen the V12 power plant underneath the hood. Dan, this marks 45 years of pulling here. The Green Ghost, usually we'll see him pulling on the western side of the state of Michigan, but really fantastic. And follow on all the social medias. They got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, posting their hooks all season long, and also Green Ghost pulling as well. You can check out their website for all merchandise and other as well. Valley Truck Parts, the Green Ghost, giving you that opening appearance down the track.
All right, come on, fans. Let's give him a nice round of applause. He heads off the track here tonight. Unique truck for sure. Got them big monster truck tires on there. The Green Ghost.
Well, that means it's time to get our first class out here tonight. We got the 3.0, the Pro Stock 4x4 3.0 diesel pickups competing for that coveted personal popcorn maker that we showed you guys pre-show. 6 competitors here tonight. The top 3 from last night included Robert Whitman, Adam Halian, and then also we had the Macon Trouble Machine and Damon Windland there. The top 3, those are in pretty good position here to ultimately claim this popcorn maker here tonight, but got to lay down a good pass here in this second session as well.
Absolutely, and just by a show of hands out there, fans, how many were here last night? All right, well, welcome back, and welcome to all the folks that weren't with us last night. As, of course, championship Saturday night, as we're going to be giving away those popcorn makers here real quick.
And also going to take a moment here. Seems like we have a lot of fans here that are new here tonight. By show of hands, do we have any first-time truck and tractor pull attendees? Show of hands, any first-time attendees? Beautiful. We got a few out there, but a lot of returners here as well. Real easy to follow along for you new fans out there. Farthest distance is your winner here tonight. This is totally based on the distance they go down the track. Now, ground speed helps. A lot of things help the horsepower they make, but they got to hook onto that weight transfer sled and drag it as far as they can down the track here tonight to be our winners. And we'll have the 5 different classes we'll run through here tonight. We'll start with truck pulling here. We got Dodges and Chevrolets. So fans, where are my Dodge fans at here tonight? Let me hear you. We're the Dodge fans. Not a lot of you. How about the Chevrolets, the Duramax power plants? All right.
There you go, Chevrolet. Of course, 8,000 pounds, fans, maximum weight of these trucks here tonight. Now, talking about our track here tonight in Fort Wayne, we talked about it earlier. Now, if you go right to the front of that sand pile, we're about 315 feet. Approximately 40 feet wide, or as wide as your normal 2-lane highway. You'll notice the white lines each side of the track. You touch the white lines, that is out of bounds. So you want to stay away from that. We had a couple last night that got just a little bit too close to that out of bounds marker. So here we go. One of our sponsors for the event, Brian Shue, ready to go. Iron Maiden. Oh, what do you say, fans? That's a good one right there to get us started. The Iron Maiden Dodge. Now, here at this pull here in Fort Wayne, we are only going to have one test puller. You go to a lot of pulls outdoors, and you'll have multiple. If you have a reset, you'll have a different test puller. Well, here indoors in Fort Wayne, this gentleman right here will be the only one that will have the option. So we'll see whether or not he was satisfied. I'd have to say he's pretty satisfied. That looked like a good run right there.
Yeah, barring a change on the track, if we decide to change the sled, I would think there's not much more room towards that sand pile there at the far end. He would probably be pretty happy with that run again. One of our sponsors this weekend, Brian Shue in the Quality Diesel Performance Shop. Talked to him a little bit before, too, looking for some technicians at the shop as well. So make sure, not too far away out of Columbia City, Indiana. Check out the diesel shop as well. Brian Shue, great Region 2 competitor throughout the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Region 2 Northwest champion right here, fans. Now, last night, Brian finished up in the number 5 spot. So definitely would like to pick up on that here tonight as our test puller. So we'll bring him back around here, and we will see as we'll get the distance in here for him. And it's a good one, 298.52, 298.52, and we will see whether or not he was satisfied with that one. So 8,000-pound limited pro stock diesel trucks here tonight, 460 cubic inches, one single turbocharger underneath the hood. Now that is a 3-inch turbocharger. Fans, turbocharger, nothing more than a big old air compressor runs off exhaust pressure. Now these trucks will about 158-inch wheelbase on them. That is the max. You'll notice the DOT tires on them. Cannot cut them, can't sipe them, can't do anything like that. So Matt going to head on over and talk to Brian here and see what he thought of his run, our first run of the night.
Great way to kick things off, absolutely, with a Quality Diesel Performance. And Brian Shue here today. Again, appreciate the sponsorship this weekend as well, making a really nice pass. How'd that one feel to get things started?
That felt much better than last night. I'm very happy with that. We're keeping it.
Absolutely. And anyone else, I'd like to thank family, friends outside of the big sponsors to help make these shows possible.
My crew, Quality Diesel Performance. We're in Columbia City. Come look us up. May 23rd, our annual Dyno Day. Be bigger and better than ever. Better payouts. Come see us.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Brian Shue here this evening. The Iron Maiden setting a great pass to beat to get us started. Nice job.
Well, Matt, you know what they always say, the hardest pull to win is the one right in your backyard. About 30 minutes from home, this gentleman right here. So we will see as he sets the mark here in our Limited Pro diesel truck class here tonight of 298.52. 298.52. Of course, we want to say hi to the world as live streaming to the world here on Full Pull Live here tonight. So all those folks watching, we'll get from different countries where everybody's watching from here tonight. Of course, all you fans right here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, as we get ready to go with truck number 2.
Indeed, Dan, our winner from last night. So in a good position here to ultimately vie for that popcorn machine here on this down here at the far end. Robert Widman, boosted out of Republic, Ohio.
All right, so now fans, each and every competitor has that option where you spot that sled. You'll notice the weight transfer machine sitting down there. Now there's an orange cone behind it, and they will put that sled anywhere they would like between those white lines. A lot of times, starting line area will start to chew up. They'll move it from side to side. It looks like Robert going to go right down the center here. Last night's winner looking for a big run here tonight. Let's see if he can do it. He calls it boosted. Great run right there, fans. Going to be knocking on the door.
Absolutely there, and we're going to get the measurement for you in just a moment. Laser measurement system here tonight. If you fans look up here towards the top behind our video scoreboard is where our laser is set up top there. Gives us the most accurate measurements possible. They're going to narrow in and shoot right towards the top of the sled there. There's a little prism located where they will shoot and point that laser and ultimately spit out that accurate distance for us here down to the tenths, hundredths, and thousandths of a foot, and that looks awfully close. I'll be curious to see that distance that reads out. He needed to beat 298.525. He goes 297.540, just under a foot of difference between the two trucks so far.
Yeah, Matt, you talk about how close things were, fans. Last night in our mini rod class, we had 5/8 of an inch between first and second. It just don't get any closer than that. As we'll see what the run here for Robert Wyndham, of course, our last night's winner, and would like to, of course, be near that top of the pile here and try to win that Yoder Popcorn, the popcorn maker down here, that good-looking trophy. So Robert, number 3 in Region 2 points. Southeast Circuit, the Region 2 organization with the NTPA, is split into 2 regions. They got a Northwest and a Southeast region, just so everybody's not driving too many miles out there with these regional circuits. So we'll see Robert here as he taken off the track here. Curious what his thoughts were there after his run. 297, just shy of that 298 that Brian Shue, our current leader, laid down with that Iron Maiden.
They said we may have a chance to see Robert down here at the end again. We'll be now watching closely with the standings here to see where the others stack up. The second and third place finishers now see there's a placement gap in there to maybe have a shot to get up there and get ultimately claim that championship here this weekend. Some tough competitors still to make out their way onto the track here. Our lone Michigan competitor in the class up next here, Christian Koenig, the Barn Find Dodge Cummins Power Plant up next.
We got any fans here tonight out of the state of Michigan? Anybody from Michigan here tonight? All right, I see a couple down there. All right. Well, I know you are, but you're pretty familiar with this truck. You've seen it from time to time.
Absolutely, yeah. Christian running on the Region 2 circuit, makes some appearances from time to time. Got his first regional national NTPA win last season in Centerville there, where he was able to cap off the season with his first ever NTPA win. Also run locally in the West Michigan Polar Circuit and bouncing around in different hot diesel classes along the state of Michigan and dumping down into Ohio and Indiana on that Region 2 circuit. So the Barn Find here up next as he dials it up maybe a little bit more towards right of center, but guys kind of staying in that same path for now. It's led to 2 good passes here so far, so we'll see if it keeps trending.
Yeah, a lot of times with these 4-wheel drives, they're more or less build a road out there, and these competitors will follow on through. Now, that happens a lot with the cut tires. Now, here with these DOT tires, they really don't chew things up here and kind of build that road like that, but we'll see where he goes here. Now, last night finished up in that number 6 spot, so definitely would like to improve on that here tonight for the truck out of the state of Michigan. So 1996 Dodge 2500. He calls it the Barn Find.
This is also his first time here at pulling indoors, was last night too, so he got a chance to learn some things, make some adjustments here. This is different for him. Usually outdoor pulling, we get a chance to come now at a big event like this and get a chance to pull indoors, and he's really excited to be here and have the chance to compete with some of the best regional national trucks in the area. Green flags are out, the Barn Find.
Uh-oh. Well, fans, now would be a good opportunity to tell you that every competitor gets 2 shots at it here tonight. You don't make it past that 100-foot mark. So he will have a second attempt here. Used up attempt number 1. And I think it just kind of clunked out on him down there. I think fire back up and we should be good to go. Of course, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky leaving that starting line. So we'll get him fired back up. Well, fans, we see the loader in motion. Unfortunately, gonna be breakage here tonight. Looks like something in the drive line, they tell us. So, tough luck, round of applause, fans, here tonight for Christian Koenig out of the state of Michigan. Man, you really hate to see that. Thought just kind of lost the fire right there, but unfortunately, something in the drive train let go here tonight for him. So, yeah, not good.
Yeah, with these class. And continuing to see the advancements that they're making, and not just these 3.0 diesel pickups, but all the classes we have, Dan. It does unfortunately sometimes lead to some more breakage too, and you see some they have to continuously work on these trucks and tractors that you'll see out here tonight to keep them going. Not even when they make good passes, they're working on them all the time too to keep making them better. So he'll get back. Christian works real hard, and the team, they'll get back to the drawing board. Got some time before the regional national circuit series starts up, and he'll get ready to have the truck out there this summer.
All right, fans, let's give him a tough luck round of applause. Makes his way off the track here. We'll try to get a quick word with him and find out exactly, I'm sure he's probably guessing at this point, but maybe he knows something. We'll find out. Now see what went wrong there with the Barn Find here tonight. As we will get our next competitor out there on the track. Hook number 4 out of our 6, as will be the Making Trouble ride. All right, so our first of our Chevrolets is Damon Windland will make his way to the start line here. So our first Chevrolet will make its way up to the starting line here. Hook number 4 out of the 6 as we start to get close here to claiming a champion.
If we're sitting here with Christian here real quick after the tough luck on the starting line there, tell the fans here what happened there on the starting line that ultimately ended up having to call it a night for you tonight.
I started feeding it some clutch, getting the RPM up and stuff, and I think something in the clutch forks or something came and they applied the clutch all the way and stuff, and now I don't really have a good clutch pedal, so I don't want to try taking it down the track at all until I get it apart.
Right, and you'll get back to the drum and get wrenched on it real quick. Any sponsors or anyone you'd like to thank for this weekend? Perfect. Thank you so much, Christian. And hey, good luck the rest of the season. Appreciate it. Fans, give it up for Christian Koenig and the Barn Find. Making Trouble Machine finished number 3 yesterday. So in the hunt here, going for the Yoder Popcorn Challenge Championship Trophy down here at the far end. Got to get out there past 298 and change. The green flags are out.
Chevrolet fans, yeah. You heard that Duramax, different sound out of that Duramax, more of a growl there than the Cummins. As Damon Windland doing the driving here tonight, Maxim Trouble right there. Got a couple trucks, normally runs in competition, brought the Maxim Making Trouble truck here tonight. And we'll see what comes up here for Damon here tonight. Going to be challenging for that number 1 spot, of course, 298.52, our mark to beat. So we'll get a distance here of 291.75. 291.75. As looks like that'll put him in that number 3 spot currently. As we will check up on the replay board. Fans, take a look. He started more over the left-hand side than we have seen any other competitor in this class. Most of them been going down that middle part of the track. So Damon decided to go down the left side here. Going to be a good run, but going to come up a little bit short.
Absolutely, and this truck's already had a few passes under its belt this season, made a couple appearances down in Florida, including a couple Region 6 appearances down in Inverness, Florida here to start off the season. So he's already got a few hooks under his belt coming into tonight and made a couple great passes here this weekend that he can go home with and get ready for that regional points chase here this upcoming summer.
Now, fans, in pulling, we measure to the front of that weight transfer machine. It's not actually the pulling vehicle we measure to, so keep that in mind as they make their way down the track here. And we'll try to get a word here with Damon to see what he thought about where he started here tonight. Kind of move that sled over. And we'll head on over here, see if we can have a word with him. All right, fans, while we're down here trackside, we noticed when you went out there, you moved that sled over to the left-hand side. What was the idea behind it?
Just trying to find some new dirt out there.
Some new dirt. Everybody was kind of starting in the middle, and you said, well, let's try the right side there. And, well, number 3 spot, not too bad.
Yeah, that's where we ended up last night. Hopefully it'll hold off.
See how it holds up here tonight. Fans, let's give a nice round of applause. That Chevrolet. Now, you Chevy fans, don't fret. We do have one more sitting back there, so you'll have 2 in action here tonight. And we will see where Damon will end up here tonight with that good-looking ride as we get ready to roll here with our next competitor, going to be Eric Wyndham. And this will be the Big Red out of Republic, Ohio, 2001 Dodge 3500 And for those folks watching on Facebook, the free preview on Facebook and YouTube, we are going to end that after this run right here. So after this run, head on over to Full Pull Live, subscribe, $39.99 a month, and you can see, of course, the rest of this show here tonight. We got some big pulling coming up here in March. Next weekend, the Southern Swing starts down, Grand National pulling down in the state of Florida. So the first time in, well, just almost 50 years since Grand National pulling's been down in the state of Florida. So you can check all that action out on Full Pull Live. Well, fans, just like that, we're going to move that sled back up to the middle part of the track here as Eric Wyndham, the Region 2 Southeast champion right here with the Big Red. Republic, Ohio, northern part of the Buckeye State.
Yeah, and we're right now just 2 hooks left in the class, which means 2 hooks from now will be crowning a champion here in the 3.0 diesel pickup class this weekend. The Yoder Popcorn Challenge going home with their personal popcorn maker here. Says their class 2026 Yoder Popcorn Challenge. And right now it's going to be real close. We'll have to see how the standings shake up here in just a moment.
Did he do it? Gotta be close here as the Big Red Machine knocking on the door. Now finish up number 4 last night. So as things go right now, teammate Robert in the catbird seat. He's got a first last night and obviously a second right now currently, and would put him for 3 for the weekend. So that would be the number 1 right now. So we'll get the numbers in here for Big Red.
Absolutely, Dan. The distance there at 287.195. 287.195. That's good enough for number 4 here tonight so far with 1 to go.